What up, guys? We're back.
We are
I'm
back.
Sin.
And I am Joy.
And welcome to Big Girl Pantease.
Where you get a plate of positivity, a side of bluntness with accountability for dessert. Because
accountability ain't a dirty word.
If this is your first time, welcome. Just want to say thank you for tuning in. We have 26 other episodes that are quite dope. We would love for you to go ahead and check those out.
Please, thank you.
Exactly. And in the meantime, in between time, if you could like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and just welcome.
We appreciate you. And to all our returning Pantease gang, you know what it is. We love you so much. We appreciate you rocking with us. Thank you for still being with us during our little time off. Life was life and schedules was like all over the place. Joy and I could not get on the same page as far as the schedule.
Yeah.
But we are back. We are here. And we thank you so much for rocking with us. As always, welcome, welcome, welcome.
You thought where it was going.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry, Charlie. Not gonna happen. No. We back. And we gonna be back better than ever.
We better than ever. Get out of my brain. Gone. So
today's episode, let's just jump into it. Why don't we? It is entitled.
Almost did it. Titled
Anxious Pantease. Yeah.
I think it's self-explanatory. Usually,
kind of self-explanatory. We'll you already know. We're anxious. It is 2 days after Election Day. Today is November 7th. And hence the name of the show, Anxious Pantease. We all are walking around with a bit of anxiety because of different reasons.
Yes.
Some people are walking around happy. I'm dressed in all black like the Omen. I'm in mourning in a way. So I'm mourning a little bit what happened, but we're going to unpack some things as we get into this week's episode. I think it's on me this week.
You're going to, your bullet point, you start this week, and then I'll pick you back off.
Okay, so as you all know, he won. I refuse to say his name. That is not the person, obviously, that I was going for. I am anxious as to see what the next 4 years is going to look like based off of what his agenda is, based off of the immunity that I read right before I came here that he just received. Full, complete immunity. All charges are supposed to be dropped. The fact that Project 25 is a go. The fact that the government, whether it's federal or state level, is going to be in charge of a woman's body and her right to choose what is important for her body. I am anxious that our Black and brown women and men are going to be profiled more than ever because the police is going to have the complete autonomy to do what they want and will not be reprimanded for it. Not that they really are now, but he already said that they will get off. I'm going to unpack this a little bit more, and I am going to be a little bit more transparent than I've been ever on the show. The reason why I'm doing so is because of the time. It's important. I'm here on the show to be honest and transparent and talk about the things that has affected me. And I am really sad that women are being told what to do with their bodies. It should not be up to anybody that does not have a uterus. It should not be up to government. It should not be up to anybody to decide whether a woman chooses to have a child. In my senior year of high school, I found out I was pregnant. Abortion was not the number one thing that I wanted to do. However, being transparent, I wasn't really supported by my partner at the time, my boyfriend, to keep the baby. So that played a huge factor in me deciding to terminate. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do. It's something that I've beaten myself up with a million times. It is things that I've had to pray about constantly and ask God to forgive me. It's a loaded question when people ask, "Oh, Sanaya, you don't have children." It's a touchy subject. But I am grateful that I had the right and the ability to have a safe, legal abortion. Nobody should take that right away from a woman. That is between me and the God that I serve.
Right.
I am petrified for women that are going to find out that they are pregnant and don't want to carry to term, can't carry to term,
to do it.
Women that are going to be raped, whether it's a family member or not. She should have to carry that baby to term? Really? Right. I weep for what is about to happen. I told my truth. I said back in a couple of episodes, I give 95%. I think it's about down to 98, 99, 98.7 Kiss FM. Right. Maybe, it's me. I don't give a damn of how people see this. I don't care if you don't like what I said. You may not like my honesty. If you judge me for it, that's on you. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I have dealt with it with my God.
Right.
And I have dealt with it internally since it's happened, and I've moved past it. But I'm grateful that I had the right, the option, and the opportunity to do what was best at that time for my body. It's still hard to discuss sometimes. It's still hard to think about. That's my truth. We all have our own personal truths. The reason why I decided to discuss it here on this platform is because there's a lot of women that's out there that have dealt with abortion or is contemplating it, and they're fearful of it. Right. And the state that they're in, right. It is a Trump ban on it to where they have to cross state lines, as Joy said, to go to another state. Do you know how scary that is? Having to cross state lines into another state, people you don't know, a city you don't know, to have an abortion.
Which you're already dealing with the fact
the
of
emotions
of
having an abortion. Yeah. It's just disgusting. We can't turn back the hands of time. We can only move forward. And I am anxious to see what that looks like.
Well, first I want to commend you for your honesty and sharing that story, because I know that a lot of people love to hide from the things that they feel that they're not the proudest of. And I just want to give you props.
Thank you
for being honest on our platform. So first off, what makes me anxious? The next 4 years. No. What makes me anxious is the election results. And when I say what makes me anxious about the election results, I've already said in the last show that we don't really pick the president. Yep. Yeah. Argue with your mama. But there is the Electoral College, the popular vote, et cetera, et cetera. And what it shows you is what's really happening behind the scenes. And, people, I like my artists, okay, out in front. I don't like the secrets. And my issue, I think I have with both sides is, conservatives, liberals. With conservatives, I would rather have an enemy outright than a friend that secretly hates me and is turning around and poking holes in the boat that we're trying to build. So what makes me anxious is, one, seeing how many people actually voted in that way, which we kind of already knew, but it makes, not happy, please don't think that I'm saying it makes me happy. It's opening your eyes to what we've already known, and it makes me anxious to see what's going to happen in the next 4 years. Also, just to touch back on what you were saying, yes, he will be getting full immunity because you cannot persecute a sitting president. Now, he's not the president yet. He's the president-elect. However, what makes me anxious is the fact that he was actually persecuted, and they found him guilty. And he is a felon. And
34
he ran.
counts.
Right. He was a felon. He is a felon.
Yep.
And ran and won. What about all of the felons that have changed their lives, that have paid their debt to society, that are not able to vote?
Yep.
So I have a big issue with, and it makes me anxious that, it's your right to vote is your right to vote. Whether you decide to do it or not, that's between, that's on you.
But if you don't vote, you give up your right to complain.
Well, I can complain.
She voted. She can complain.
I voted. Yes. I can complain.
That's why we're talking about that shit right now.
Exactly. But I think it also makes me anxious because we keep putting our future in the hands of people that don't give a shit about us. Democrat, Republican, it's two wings of the same bird.
Politics is politics, and they all got their own agenda.
Of course.
Yes.
But I like the outright agendas. I prefer an outright agenda. And my thing is, like, if you continue, please stop thinking that these political parties are going to save us. It's not the be-all, end-all. Have things changed thus far? Are we still dealing with the same things? You know what I mean? And I do have a problem with how the Democratic Party ran the campaign because it was a lot of song and dancing and jig and all this. I don't like that. What's going on? It makes us, it seems like you were trying to play us a little bit. You wanted to rally us up to get what we wanted out of us, but not in an intellectual way. But you and I love me some Meg Thee Stallion, but you got Meg Thee Stallion twerking at the DNC. We look crazy.
I don't. No, I get it.
I don't. That's not about the policies and what we're looking for in leadership, and that's the issue that I had. And I think because they ran the campaign in that way, first of all, outside of the United States, they are laughing at us.
They've been laughing
I want to make sure you understand. Like, people are laughing at us. We are a shit show. We are a full-on reality show. And now we have another reality show president. But my point is self-autonomy. When are we going to wake up and realize that none of these people, parties, or anything have our best interests at heart? And we really need to get together. That's been the biggest issue within our community. When are we going to actually get together? I'm also anxious about how some Black men treated Kamala, whether you like it or not. Again, I just sat here and said what the issue I had, but I don't, in front of company, you can say whatever you want to say, all right? Behind closed doors. But in front of company, you protect the family. I didn't like that. It seemed like there were a lot of people coming out of the woodwork that just didn't want to vote for her because she was a Black woman. And that's ignorant.
And the main part was the woman part. Let's be clear.
Yeah, that too. Because Obama became president.
Yeah, it's the woman part. Y'all just don't want a woman to run the country. I do agree with a big part of what you said as far as conservatives, liberals, and Democrats all being for self. Everyone has their own agenda. They all playing in our face. Right. However, they all played in our face. Yeah. Let's be clear.
We got played. And
I do think there was a lot that went on during the DNC that wasn't necessary. However,
I don't need Glorilla. I love her though.
Yeah, but however, I do feel that Vice President Kamala Harris was trying her best to get young voters. You can't put Al Green on the stage and you want 23-year-olds to vote. Now, do I think they could have probably went with someone other than Glorilla? Yes.
No, it's not even about the people. It's the music. It's like,
I know, I'm just saying, but
smoke and mirrors.
But that's how you get this generation to pay attention. This is not the older generation.
The Panther Party. Okay,
this is not this is not the older generation, and a lot of this young generation don't know about the Black Panther Party. They don't understand.
That's the freaking problem.
They don't understand. This is my thing. They don't understand. They're not taught properly. They don't understand that this is about intellect. It's not just about throwing a party and who's going to be the rapper at the next rally. Right. But at the same time, I feel with only 107 days to go. She didn't have a lot of time.
That's the other thing. They didn't give her enough time. I feel like that was the other thing. It's like they just threw it at her. Now, Biden, you knew your ass was not going to run for another term.
Biden knew damn well he should have did this he could have did it in January and gave her a whole full time to campaign. Be that as it may. Right. She only had 107 days. I feel that she was trying to get the young voters' attention by having celebrities at the DNC that she felt would be able to connect. And I get that, but at the same, I see how it came off, but you can't just blame it on Glorilla. That's not it.
No, I'm not blaming Meg, Glorilla, or Beyonce.
I'm just saying that Beyonce. It is.
I don't care
Latino,
about her voting.
The Latino vote who voted, because a lot of them do not think that they're Latinos and they voted white. When your abuela and your tito, God forbid, or cousin Jose gets deported.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. No,
on day one, as he said.
This is very serious.
I don't want to, don't ask and look for no help on my side. hasta la vista and Chavez to you. And I say that because you voted for him.
Yeah, you did.
You understand me? And there's too many black men that voted for Trump, too many Latinos that voted for Trump. Yeah. And this is what I'm going to look in the camera and say to my sisters, sit down. For the rest of the year, sit down. We show up every election and do what we're supposed to do. We carry it across the finish line every single time. If the black men and the Latinos actually did what they should have done based on the rhetoric of what he said and how he sees us,
right?
For you to still vote for him, and he was chucking paper towels at Puerto Rico. They called it garbage.
Look it up. It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
They called it garbage floating in the middle. There's people out there that don't even know Puerto Rico's part of the United States. It's U.S. territory. So there's people out there that don't need a passport to go there. People are that ignorant. So my thing is, it's like, yes, it's unfortunately we have not got together. Marcus Garvey's been talking about it. You know, Malcolm, you said it. Malcolm X is talking about it. We've been talking about it.
Talking about it. We've done violence. We've done
Megan Evans done talked about it. How many of our black men and women that have talked about it have been assassinated over it, and we still are crabs in the barrel. We still haven't united. And yes, it goes back so many years.
Right.
We totally understand, she and I, why we are still like that. Right. But until we unify and get a real plan to unify, we're always going to be at the teat of the Republican Democrat Party, period. And it's disgusting. And it's like, when are we going to galvanize and get together and really change things? At this point, I'm sitting down. I'm being so still because I need to hear from the ancestors.
Yeah.
I need the ancestors to say, what's next? We need to sit back as a community. I'm talking to my black and brown people right now, my black people. Sit back for a moment and realize, what do we need to do for the next 4 years to change? How can we show up in our communities? It'll start at home.
At the state level. You're worried about who's the president.
But hold on, it started at home.
Your councilwoman in your city, councilman, who makes changes in your city?
But it starts at home, because you have to teach and educate the slave. Everything about slavery is about to be taken out of schools. Just like in Florida, DeSantis, he wants to remove history.
You want to remove the real history of the country because you don't want your kids to know that grandma and grandpa was a racist that owned slaves?
You need to pull out a book, take away this and the tablet from your child, and show them and teach them their history, because they're not going to learn it in school. It starts at home. And before we talk about anything else, parent your child and teach them beautiful black and brown faces, that they come from kings and queens. Teach them the resilience that we have. Teach them the history of where we came from, and let them understand that we are beautifully brilliant. Civilization started with us.
Amen. Right in Africa.
Period.
Look up Lucy.
And look up Diop. Go look up Diop and see what that is. The first black bones was discovered in Africa. It is a scientific fact.
Yep.
So we all are African.
Right.
I know you might hate it. But we all are African. Okay? Yes. Just different shades, and some people got dropped off on different times, different places.
Different coasts, different parts of the
We need to wake up. In the words of, what is it, Lawrence Fishburne at the end of School Day, wake up! Like, seriously, it's so annoying.
The first part of waking up is, I'm sorry, I have absolutely no faith in the political system. I don't have any faith in it at all. At all, period. As I've been saying from the beginning, Democrat, Republican, the world still looks the same, especially for black people in America. So I have absolutely no faith in America. That. I have no. Thank you, Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. Yeah, no, I have absolutely no faith. I think what needs to happen is, like we've been saying, instead of, my issue is us leaning on people that my issue is us having Stockholm Syndrome and continuing to lean on people that have continually given us their ass to kiss. Yep. And that's why I don't, yes, of course, I struggled with the vote, because I was like, this shit's not going to matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the scheme of things, yes, that is how I feel. Did I do it? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like,
but it mattered in 2008 because we elected our first black president.
Right.
So you can't say that the vote doesn't matter.
Well, but our selection doesn't. Look at what just happened.
Look what happened. First of all, the people, if you look at the demographics or who voted and how they voted, it explains why this happened.
Self-autonomy. Stop leaning on outside things for the things that you need. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking right in the camera, the next few years is going to get real crazy and nobody's going to give a fuck about influencers or what you're hawking on Instagram or how many followers you have or who you fucking with or any of that. No one's going to care about that when the shelves are empty and people are in the streets wilding out because they're,
or we're into a third world war.
What makes me anxious
with Putin in the back pocket
is the fact that the middle class has been obliterated right in front of our eyes and people don't even see it. COVID essentially removed the middle class. Do you know how many people in America right now are fucking struggling to put food on the table?
Because all the money goes to the 1% in their tax breaks and then the absolute poor. Nothing, and all of the middle class people are fucked. They can't afford to have a home. They can't afford.
Wait. Side note. And then for all those guys who ran out and voted for Trump because of finance, guess what? The cuts he's talking about ain't nowhere near your tax bracket, baby. You got duped again.
And that's the reason why they don't. I'm just looking like, wake up and read. Y'all are so ignorant. And then the thing that
the internet has
really makes me dumb. Yeah. And the thing that really makes me mad is everybody out there over this little stimmy. Donald Trump did not give you that stimulus package. He made sure his name was signed to it like a dick because he's a narcissist. President Obama gave out money. He didn't have his name on the check. Joe Biden also did the same thing. His name wasn't on the check. That was a narcissistic move to make you guys think, because they say, what is the saying? If you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. Y'all don't pick up a book and read. It's actually a saying. You want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book, because y'all don't read. We don't read so if you would have just went and read, you would have said, "Oh, this stimmy ain't come from Donald Trump. Oh, this came from Congress. He's the one who wanted to vote and did vote against it."
Right.
So how about this? Like I said, it's about to get real in the field out here. The tax breaks, unless you're in that 1% and you have that big ass house and mansion in New Jersey or Scarsdale, you're fucked. It's not trickling down to you.
Ain't got nothing to do with you.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Y'all about to be so assed out. What I would suggest, prepare. Bank your money, get a side hustle that is not on the books.
Learn a skill like my girl.
You better learn how to braid some hair.
Shout out to Amani. You better have you a skill.
You better braid some hair. You better know how to change some oil, tires, fry up some fish.
Something.
You better figure it out, because it's about to get really real out here, and people don't understand half of what he is going to be able to do. And because he's looking like he's going to have the Senate, the House of Representatives, and he has the Supreme Court in his back pocket, there's nothing he is not going to be able to get away with. They are going to sign off on everything. And he already said on day one, he is doing a mass deportation.
He's getting everybody out
mass
of
deportation. Me and my mama, we good, because we from here. But all y'all that voted for him, and y'all going to want us to stand up and Ali Boumaier and walk with the people.
Black people first.
Yeah. And then whatever energy I might have after that. But I'm not crying. Don't cry me a river over this one, because y'all voted him in there. Y'all voted him in there. Look at the stats and see who voted where. You got one of the highest turnouts of Latinos voting for Trump in New York City was in the fucking Bronx. The fucking Bronx.
Damn, BX, that's my borough. Okay, I feel away.
Not Staten Island.
I feel away.
The Bronx.
Damn, I didn't know that. I feel away.
The Bronx, one of the highest. I think it was the second highest. I think Brooklyn was.
The Bronx, you made me real sad today. Yeah. You made me kind of sad
Brooklyn was first, I think, and then the Bronx was second, or vice versa. Yeah.
You can tell we're really, really passionate about this, because I know we are young.
Hotter than fish grease.
So sorry to whoever's listening on the DSPs. It may sound like we're extra loud, but just turn it down. But but honest to God, like, this is something that
it's heavy on our hearts.
The politics, the problem ain't the politics. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again. It's getting it out of your head that someone's coming to save you. No one is coming
save yourself.
To save you. Stop leaning on the government. Stop leaning on. You need your community. You need your skills. You need God first. Your relationship with God should be intact, period.
Yep.
Because if you are a child of God, and that's who you should be leaning on. But all this politics shit, I hate the way that what it does is it creates division.
And we already are divided people.
It divides the rich from the poor, which is about to get real ugly.
Classism.
It divides black and white. It divides men and women. It divides all kinds of class. It's politics are not made to unite. It's made to divide and conquer. And we keep participating and nothing's changed. When are we going to stand up and be like, man, fuck this? What? But what is the alternative? Parade all of us, and that's
saying
what needs
fuck
to
it. Then what?
That's the
what's the action behind it?
That's the conversation.
Faith without works is dead.
But like Martin said, I feel that I fear that I've integrated my people into a burning house. So the point is, if he feared that he was being integrated into a burning house, then maybe remove ourselves from that house.
And then what?
And build our own.
And we can't with what money?
That's where community comes in.
This is the problem. We lack community within our own community.
Do you know the black dollar?
It leaves.
Do you know the black dollar is the biggest? We are the biggest spenders, and it never sees our community
ever. Never.
Like there's
the Jewish dollar will circle around so many fucking times in that community
because it never leaves.
Do you see how the Jewish community is so like this?
Well, actually,
they look out for each other. We're the only
Asians,
divided community.
Indians,
crabs in a barrel.
Even Puerto Rican people, even not just but even Spanish people. If they'll stick together, black people, what the hell, man? What are we doing? Can we get together on this? Because the only way that we're ever going to be able to make real change is one, getting out of the rat race of depending on these people, and two, unity. That's why Malcolm's been talking about it. Reza Islam's been talking about it.
I don't see it happening. You could talk. It could be anywhere from 19 Keys. I love him too, but talk is talk. And I'm not saying he's just talking.
Not everybody can go. You understand what I'm saying? That's the other thing.
That's why Harriet
Tubman was shooting people. Not everybody can go
because some people are going to hurt what you're trying to do. But the thing about this is, it's cool to talk about what we need to do, but it's never done. Like we've already stated, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Shirley Chisholm,
when are we going to do
the Black Panther Party, Angela Davis. Everybody has talked about John Lewis. Everybody's talked about what we need to do. We've walked across Selma Bridge. We done crossed across this. We done
did by any means
did everything. But what's next? What's time for the talk? Without money, we can't move. You have to. First of all,
so many I'm gonna
tell you the first thing.
There are many rich black people,
and a lot of them don't do shit with their money, but they don't give back into their own community. That's why a lot of people have a problem with J-Lo, because they say J-Lo is always talking about the block but never gives money to the fucking Bronx. Fuck your money. Put your money where your mouth is. How about, but you know what, other than, if you don't have your money, that's fine. How about volunteering? Go to your church. Go to your neighborhood and volunteer. It starts with us helping first. See where you can get involved.
On your own.
On your own. Because
your world.
Everybody is so into their own shit.
The president, it's like, but start
in your own home. Start at the community level. Ground roots.
Own home. Are you speaking to people in your house?
But outside of that, because that's another thing. We always stick to what we know in our own home. Get out of your home and go into your community. Speak to the kids. Talk to the elderly. See what resources. It may be things that you have, a skill set that you can help at the local, the little Y or police PAL or the Dream Center, which is where my church, FCBC, we have the Dream and the Hope Center. It's free.
Right. I love that.
Things that seniors can go and have help that don't know about computers, and you have to log on here. They walk you through all this for free. There's resources out there, but there's not a lot of times people there to teach the resources. So one thing we can do before we want to build a whole nation, start helping your community. Be present. Show up in your home.
I don't think people are ready to hear that. It's destroy and build. If you look at the astrology for the next few years, America is in its season finale. I'm sorry, it's in the series finale. We are heading into a way different timeline. And if you don't wake up and realize what's going on around you, you're going to get caught out there with your pants down.
If you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Okay? That's all I have to say.
It's about to be real.
Lastly, I want to stop leaning, and I feel like I'm a broken record. Politicians do absolutely nothing for the community. I'm sorry. They sit and act like that they are here to make a change, but they're all millionaires. They're all doing some foul shit. They make promises. Here's the thing. When the promises are made, they're not following through on the promises. And I'm talking about every president. Yes, every president.
But you also have to remember a lot of times.
Doesn't have the power.
Thank you.
But I'm not talking about just the president. I'm talking about the people who have the power that aren't doing anything. Stop leaning on this. Lean on ourselves. That's it. My mic drop. I ain't got nothing else to say.
I hear you saying lean, but I'm not that. I'm sorry. It's just, it's been, it's been too long to where we've always been saying this and it's still not happening. So I don't know. You know what? Maybe this is a blessing in disguise.
I'm telling you, we literally need up these next 4 years. We're going to come together.
Maybe this is
going to force us to do it.
Maybe this is what we needed to have. You thought 2016 to 2020 was something, and he was telling you to put bleach in your veins for COVID? Oh, child, wait, because he got Putin in his back pocket now.
Oh, and yeah,
Kim Jong-un, or whatever this fuck his name is. Kim Jong-un, the fucker.
China.
Whatever. Right. Yeah, North Korea. That fucker. I said that. Yeah, not China.
Oh, sorry.
North
my
Korea.
bad.
Yeah. It's about to be a shit show. Let's just put it this way. I would say stay prayed up. Yeah. I would say for the rest of the year, especially to my Black and brown people, especially my Black women, like I said, we did what we had to do. We showed up. We did what we were supposed to do. It didn't go in our favor, and we looked at the statistics and we see why. But for right now, we can't change. What happened is happened. It's going to be a peaceful transfer of power, as it should be. And it's going to be a shit show, but you're just going to have to stand back and watch the shit hit the fan. But while you do that, I need you to take the rest of the year off, decompress.
Yeah.
Because you keep talking about it. We're talking about it because it's right after the show. But moving forward, we're not talking about it. It is what it is. It's not going to change, you know. And it's just
political panties.
We could have
political panties because the show ended up being completely about politics.
But the anxious part is there.
Yeah.
So
the anxiety of
it's high anxiety.
The politics.
Yeah.
And how it affects us.
Yeah.
On a regular daily level.
It's gonna be a very interesting next couple of 4 years. But I will say, just like I said, get ready, get in position, save your money, get another skill set, preferably one that does not involve the government. Cash in pocket.
Truthfully, that doesn't involve the internet.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Said internet or
get some skills.
And make sure you get paid this way. Don't Venmo.
Yeah, and you know what's up. On that note, guys, dang.
We always like to leave gems, and if you don't know what that means, hit me up in the comments and I can explain it to you.
In the DM. Matter of fact,
slide into my DM. Sin _ big girl. Sin _
her a stool pigeon because you can't say these things in the
just be like, no, just give me the eyes. You know the. Right. And then I'll explain why I said that off air. But yeah, let's get together, people, and
we really
stay
honestly,
prayed up.
Unity
it's about to be
Black unity is probably one of the most important things that.
And if we could get that together, my God, there's nothing we can't do.
And I think that's the reason why systemically we've been broken down for so long, because of the fear of what it would look like if Black people really did.
Well, they know that, but on our side, we
would rule the world.
It's their fear, so they cut us down at every chance, but it's also, let's be clear, because I'm not going to always blame them. It's our laziness. It's the Black people's laziness and the crabs in the barrel.
It's a little bit of everything. But here's the thing: how you heal a cut is not by throwing a Band-Aid on it right away. You got to let it air out a little bit, and then you
let the scab hit.
Let the scab.
Then you can bandage it up, and usually then you don't even need a bandage because the scab is like,
get rid of the scar.
You might have a little scar, but sometimes your scars remind you the battles that you went through, and what you survived. So. Let's see what scars we gonna have in the next fucking 4 years.
Hell, I rebuke that.
The whole country. In the name of Jesus, we rebuke that. I rebuke the orange shit that's in the office.
But he's not in the office yet. He's the president. I
know January 20th.
I was about to say he ain't the president till January 20th. So,
but the Simpsons. No, see, the Simpsons fucked up because they said that it was supposed to be a woman president.
They said it was a woman president. I thought it was going to be Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, and then they also showed Trump in a casket. Now, I don't wish death on nobody.
Ooh, on that note,
and
folks,
I'm going to leave it at that.
If you made it this far,
Thank you. Welcome to our TED Talk. Thank you for listening to our rant.
To our TED Talk.
Thank you.
We got this.
Thank you for also still being here, because I know a lot of y'all was like, these bitches ain't coming back. Oh, Big Girl Pantease
we're coming back.
Fell apart, and they ain't have no show in a month.
Yeah, our timeline's been a little bit off, but you know what? Bear with us. This is
still episode 27, baby. 27, 26.
27.
27, baby.
727.
Okay. We have been on it. Yes, it took a little time, but it was a schedule conflict. But you see, we came back fresh and ready to discuss, and we're going to be back on our schedule.
Yeah. Ending out the
season. We ain't going no. We ain't going.
I don't want to sing no Diddy. All right, y'all.
Oh, I forgot. See, you see how fucking Diddy, that's just like right after the R. Kelly situation, I deleted all my shit out my phone and then got caught up there singing Step in the Net. And I totally forgot about Diddy. See, politics got me tripping that much. I started singing the Diddler. Now, on that note, now I know it's time to fucking go. Peace.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.